right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craft with John. I got my microphone not working yet, so oh Jesus, I'm backwards. Well, hey, I guess I'm ready for a show. We had sorry, I'm a little late today. We had some, like you can imagine, puppy issues at my house. Imagine that. But here we go. Let's do a show. What's happening today? We've got to talk a little bit about the Crafts-a-thon, the Crafts for the Cure, and talk a little bit about the next paycheck. So let's get into it here. Let's jump in and hit it right away. So today we're going to talk, again, Crafts for the Cure. I want to update the daily paycheck from yesterday, talk about where it's going, and then we're going to jump in and have a little bit of fun over here with the almighty 4 and 10. So hold on one sec. My mom is texting the crap out of me this morning, so I got to go turn I love her to death, but it's time to turn notifications off. Let's do the, how do you do that? Focus, or do not disturb. Okay. That way we won't get the beeps. Anyway, here we go. Crafts for the Cure looks like this. I got a website going for us. Let me pull the website in for you. There it is. There is the website, Crafts for the Cure. Let me change to the screen here so you can see the whole thing. Craftsforthecure.com. The schedule right now is empty. There are 2 events. There is the kickoff event at 10 o'clock in the morning Saturday. There is the closing event at 7 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. Other than that, we're waiting for people to jump in and say they're coming. I got a bunch of people that I'm calling today. I'm talking to Bo Parker. I'm talking to Howard Rock and Roller. I'm talking to Nate Fernandez. I'm talking to Garrison. I'm talking to David. I'm inviting many of our friends that you know and love to see if they can make it out there with us. So my question to you is this. Jacob, you know you're invited to. My question to you is this in chat right now. Start writing to me and put PCs in front of them, or actually put CFC in front of them. Put CFC in capital letters in front of it. Who do you want to be in person? Who do you want me to interview in person? Who do you want me to play with at the tables in person during the Crafts-a-thon? And what kind of things do you want to see? Put a CFC : in front of that if you would. Now, if you go to the website, a couple things here, right? There's a ticket link, and the ticket link will take you to this form here where you can buy a ticket for Saturday or for Sunday or for both. They're $50 tickets to get into the event. Okay, now, Casino Quest, by the way, charges, I think, $25 an hour to be in the building. We're charging you $50 for the whole day. Okay, that's going to cover, we're going to buy some t-shirts and some mugs and some stickers and some other stuff, some giveaway. That's just going to cover that stuff. So just help us offset the cost of some of the swag we're going to buy for the folks that attend. Extra obviously goes to the charity for that one. The other link we have here is the donation link, which will let you make a straight up monetary donation to the vets, and you can pick your amount, however you want to do it. Boom, it's an easy donate button there. And the third link is the auction link. And here's the cool stuff, guys. The auction link, there are things. There is the Pro Craps Funko Pop. There is my felt from last year, my 2021 felt, the green felt with the fist on it. You can see it right there. You got Jacob's Wager Me This felt. He's put up that for auction. Crapsy has offered us a lifetime membership to auction off as well. Maybe multiples of these. I don't know yet. We may do multiples of those. We'll see what Chuck can do. And when the bobblehead of John gets here, I'll put the bobblehead picture up here as well. Dice Dr. Dan has got a bunch of really awesome chip racks that I want to talk to him about before I put them in here. I'm talking to some other folks about some other cool auction items for us. So the auction is always where we make the most money, as you know. And this year will be hopefully no different. The auction, I'm hoping, ends up being kind of like the big thing. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen there. Ends up being kind of the big thing. And again, I got some really awesome, I'm talking to some casinos, getting some kicking memorabilia that, like, you know, lights and signage and just some really cool stuff. Shackleford is going to offer up a book. A lot of things we're going to be able to do at the auction this year. So it should be a ton of fun, I think. Anyway, CFC in the chat, it looks like this. I'm going to do one for you. CFC, let's do CFC. CFC, that's spelled right. Ed Robinson. I want Ed Robinson to come. That's my CFC. I want Ed Robinson to be there. I'd love to have Ed out there at the table with us. Again, I'm trying to get some of the guys who are like some of the known throwers out there at the table, do a little throwing competition. I want to have some fun. So let me know who you want to see. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Let me know some of the events you're looking most forward to that we've done. If you have ideas for like games we can play, like again, we're going to play Craps Bingo. Other things we have, like the Pass the Rack we're going to do. I'm planning like a 24-hour straight Crapsy table that Chuck wants to run. with the winner winning something. I'm not sure what the item's going to be yet, but it might be something big. We'll see. Something along those lines. So if you have an idea, right, now's the time. We got how many people here? We got 30 people here right now, probably more coming. Let me know with the CFC what you want to see at the Craps for the Cure event. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is daily paycheck. Yesterday, another one of these kind of days. Man, I'm telling you, the Molly is it's such a, I don't want to say schizophrenic, because schizophrenia sounds like it's exciting. The Molly is bipolar. It's such a bipolar strategy. It's like there are days where you're like, I just want to give it a big hug. There are some days I walk out there and it's 7 rolls in, and I set a point, I set a 5, I set a 9, I hit the 5, the 9, and buckshot the point, and I'm out with $200. And it's like, whew, magical. It's magical some days, right? And then I keep playing, and it's like, and we make an extra $500, and it's just like, wow, this is such an easy thing. Then there's days like yesterday where we lose our first 8 bets in a row, and we're down $400, and we catch a 20 roller, and I barely break even, make a little tiny bit of profit, and it was like an hour of just me wanting to punch my screen, right? That's the Molly. It's such a unsatisfying strategy. When it doesn't work, it's super unsatisfying. When it works, you feel like you're on top of the world, right? Normal right side play, when you're placing bets and pressing and collecting and pulling things down, it's probably just as frustrating monetarily, right? And I know that it is. If you look at numbers, they all suck too, right? But at least you're like involved with it. And when I say to you all the time, and for the guys that do a lot of hot betting, I say this a lot to everybody: win the way you want to win, lose the way you want to lose. You're going to probably lose more than you win anyway, money-wise. Do it the way you enjoy. Don't go out there and just, like I said, the Molly feels like a slot machine. Put my money out there. I'm going to go get a whiskey. When I come back, you tell me if I won or not, right? That's the Molly to me. There's like, you put zero effort into it and you get very little return back. If you like that, because of the low house edge, and because you figure the game is so random, it doesn't matter what you do anyway, then play that way. For me, it's not enjoyable. It's funny I say that because I love the Horseman, which is basically a Molly with a don't pass. But the Horseman gives me different options. This is a pretty rigid rinse and repeat kind of thing. It's just kind of frustrating. So anyway, 2 more days of it left. Today, tomorrow, we'll close it out. It's 13-5. The good thing about this one is the 5 losses, none of them have been full bankroll losses. They've been $100 or $200. The Molly has a tough time losing the whole bankroll. The Dolly Latterson we did the first time did lose the whole bankroll a couple times. This one typically doesn't go that upside down. It treads water. Jacob said yesterday during the show, watching the strategy, it's doing just what it's supposed to do, which is win a little, lose a little, win a little, and you're like kind of here. You're never really taking the skyrocket unless you hammer a hard roll and don't leave. Anyway, that's it. I want to know, again, and here's what I want from you now, your next chat. And again, you guys suck a little bit because I've not seen a whole lot of CFCs in here. I do see Michael Blocker says, Craps horse, that's great. I love horse. We can absolutely do like some target practice out there and play horse with the great shooters. I love that idea. Give me some more stuff. You can put in here too, DPC : and something like Wayland, I'll put the Wayland's, everything pays the same. You put a DPC : in front of a chat, and I can look at what you want me to run next week or next month for the daily paycheck. Starting Monday is a whole new month, right? I can do the Wayland's everything pays the same, which is going to be hard with about $2,000 in the rack. It's going to be pretty tough to do. I can do the Horseman, which is going to feel like the Molly, maybe a little boring. I was thinking of doing the Mind. With $2,000 in the bankroll, I can do a 110 inside Mind, and that could be a fun one for us too. We can start doing some interesting, I don't know, we're not going to go back 6, 7, 8, but we can do some other stuff like that. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see? Things that worked. We're not ready for the Red Cross yet. We don't have enough money in the rack for the Red Cross. Not enough money in the rack for Skill and Lux Unicorn, but we can do some other stuff. I think the Mind is a possibility. I think a drawdown. I think a drawdown from maybe a 160 drawdown could work. Maybe a 128 drawdown could work. We can think about doing some drawdown type stuff too. Those are possibilities. The EPS can be done. I think it's a possibility. We're really underfunded, right? We don't have that much money out there for that. But that's one that I can adjust the bets way down maybe we can get it to work with quarter-sized bets. We'll see that. Yes, Ian, Craft the Curve. Bo and Howard will be great if I can get them. I'd love to get Jack Hayes out there. We got to get Jack Hayes out there because him and Alex Kim are pretty good friends on the roulette side of things. And I think we can do some roulette stuff, kind of milk that in there a little bit, along with the crap stuff. So I think that's something there. Red Eye wants a dark side play. We can totally do a dark side play. Yeah, let's keep thinking about it. Wayland says Red Cross and EPS not enough. Yeah, I think I'm underfunded for both of those. I think even if I go to $2,000, it's not quite enough. I even thought about doing like a 410, like the negative 410 ladder. I don't think it's enough. We can't survive a bad run with only $2,000 unless you're going $25 bets, and that's as far as you're going to go with it. So it's a little bit tough. So keep thinking about things you want to see. All right. That's my Molly spiel. What's heading today? Let's play the 4 and 10. We've been working on this week some safety stuff, right? So I say back to basics. Basic play, right? Remember we did on Monday the 15-unit challenge, take 15 units, win 3? Seems easy. It's not. It's not. It's easy once in a while to do that. You're like, oh, that was simple. Sometimes turning 15 units into 18 means turning 15 units into 0 pretty quick. The rules around that my rules are easy, right? I take 3 slugs of 5, it's 15. I try and make 1 unit out of each of those slugs of 15 or 5 and call it a day. That's how I approach the challenge. If I lose a slug of 5, I'm done, right? Either going to lose 5 or win 1 with each slot. That's that challenge. It's simple, it's basic. It brings your brain back to here instead of all this, right? That's what I like about that challenge. I think the 6-unit challenge that we did the next day, short stack play, is also valuable because you find yourself with a short stack all the time. You find yourself, hey, I won my goal plus an extra 6 units. Well, how can you make those 6 units meaningful? That's this challenge. Take a 6-unit stack, make it meaningful. Do something cool with those 6 units that's got some power behind it. That's easy to play. That's maybe a little more risky than you would normally play, but that's the 6-unit challenge. That was Tuesday. And again, if you got a channel, film those. Film multiples of those. Do them both multiple times. Try different things with them and see what works for you, A, satisfactorily, and B, from a fun standpoint, and C, from a financial standpoint. So take those 2 challenges. Yesterday, I wanted to have some fun. Yesterday, I wanted to say, let's find a way to take our short stack, do something quote unquote easy with the short stack that's highly profitable, okay? And again, in this case, you're okay to burn your money. You're okay to say, I got 6 units, I'm willing to burn the 6 units, okay? You can run a don't pass progression. 25 on the don't, go to 50, go to 75, go to whatever. You can run 25 as a small ladder down there on the don't. While you're doing that, you can go up in the box and do something silly that's easy and fun and kind of risk-free because your don't pass covers it. I'm talking things like the marching soldier. We tried to march it yesterday. We got 3 levels down, but not all the way across. That's hard to do, but for a $20 investment, for the $25 don't, you can take 4 or 5 cracks at it with your excess money. It's totally cool. It's fun, right? We can do a DIY repeater where you put 32 across, which I did yesterday with a $30 don't pass. We lost the don't pass, and then I whacked a repeater on the 6 for $1,500. Right? Stupid fun. Easy to do. Low risk because you got a don't pass. It's a 6, 7, 8, but it's like, insanity. You can play the ATS I love the ATS from the don't, right? Get the don't pass through, play the ATS, and you just watch the rolls happen. Just, somebody goes off, good for you. You make an extra $175, or, if you got 10 on it, you're making an extra $300 on either leg, right? Cool. That's a great way to swing for the fence from the don't. Easy strategies, very little risk. If you got a don't pass through, it's very little risk to have a fence, to come out of your shoes one time, just for fun. Today, we're going to do it again. We're going to do another little home run kind of play, but really, I want to attack the 4 and 10 today. So I want to show you a few ways to play the 4 and 10. Now, Waylon, who I think is out here today, Waylon, I think, is in the audience. Waylon, he is here. Waylon says the unbeatable 160. That's a new one for you today. I'll have to check that out. That'll be tough with our bankroll, but that sounds interesting. This one is going to be fun. right? The 4 and 10 rule the day. Wayland says this all the time, right? Wayland says this all the time. The 4 and 10 are the key to craps. Betting against them or betting with them, either way is the key in his mind. 6 ways to win, 6 ways to lose, right? You bet them both. You got 3 ways to roll a 4, 3 ways to roll a 10. They all pay 2 to 1, thereabouts with VIG, right? Strong payouts on those things when they hit, which is amazing, right? And we can rock them so many ways. From the right side, you can rock these things a lot of ways. You can do the 4-10 ladder, right? And progress your bets up as you're going down. That works amazingly. And especially when you parlay the hits. You get a hit on a 4 and 10, parlay them both, take a second hit, and you can run for the freaking hills. That's awesome, right? The 1. Ken ran the 1 last couple days on his show live. And the 1 is a strategy that you kind of forget about because it was like the flash in the pan for a week or so. It was cool. It takes a bunch of money. I can't run the 1 with anything other than bubble craps levels because it just takes too much money. But it's a great way to really attack the 4 and 10. I'll show it to you here, and I'll show it to you with white chips. You'll see what I mean, how that thing works. I will show you Bo Parker's, the dice coach. He calls it the 4-10 shotgun. I'll show you that one. I'll show you Bank Street, the way that I play the 4 and 10 Bank Street style, which is a play on the dice coach's way of doing it. You can do a hard way parlay with it. And of course, we can flip the 4 and 10, right? There's so many ways to play the 4 and 10. And again, these can be either your only way of playing, just play the 4 and 10 and say, I'm just going to take my shot, right? I'm going to take X number of shots at the 4 and 10 working for me. Or you can do this as part of your excess play. Now, Ryan from Mark the Point says this: I preach about getting in and getting out, playing with excess. Regression is the perfect way to test what you play at the tables, right? And I agree. I think these early ins and outs, and remember I showed you a few weeks back, Crappy the Craftsman 6, 7, 8 play. That's a really fun thing that you can do. You're going to miss out on a bunch of numbers to get there, but that's a cool one hit and down kind of a thing that lets you regress into stuff like this. These 4s and 10s are expensive because you lose them more than you win them, twice as much, obviously, but they're hella fun to play. You're just going to burn a lot as you're waiting for the miracle to happen. So these are great excess plays. They're great ways to play after a regression. So let me go to the table. Let's actually run there right now and run a couple of these things. And I'll explain what I mean as far as the regression play leading into these things. Here we go. Let's go to the Zoom view. Put the light on for you. There we go. All right. And let me run through what I mean by this, because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Bo Parker's. We'll do his first, which is the 4-10 shotgun. And I'm going to do it for you here at $10. Okay, here's the play. It's a $10 10 and a $10 4. Okay, now at this level, you're going to get burned on VIG a little bit. Okay, it's better at the quarter level, but I'm going to show it to you at the 10. And a $10 hard 4 and a $10 hard 10. That's a total of 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks. Okay, capiche? 40 bucks. Now, I'm going to put that right here. If we did one of our favorites, the Skill 66, okay? The Skill 66 very often leads us here, okay? Let's do it. We catch a number. Let's just roll it out. We get a point of 6, whatever, who cares? We catch a 5 that pays 21 bucks. We drop a penny out of our rack, and you know the drill. We're going to press it up to 66. Now, let's, please, dice, make my case for me. Of course, a hard 4 comes, right? When I'm trying, there's a 5. All right, the 5 pays $28. 25, $28. And I normally say, hey, make me look like 44 inside. What we're going to do instead of that is take our $28. I'm going to say, set me up with the 4-10 shotgun. So we're going to get all of that back, okay? Leaving us 40 bucks. $10 4, $10 10, $10 hard 4, $10 hard 10, right? What do we bring back to the rack in that case? You have your 25. There's 50 bucks. This is important. 50, 60, 5. There's the $67 you invested. The 66 to start with, plus the $1 that you dropped in to make the bet right. And you've got now $8 in profit. Okay? Pretty typical stuff, right? That's the Skill 66 that we all know and love. Instead of it being 44 inside, like you normally do, and praying for a miracle roll, go to $40 on the 4 and 10 and play the Bo Parker system. Now, why is this system so great? This system is cool Because let's say we roll, I'm going to set it up, an easy 4. Okay. 10 pays 18 bucks. Now, again, this is where at the $10 level, it's not quite perfect. Okay. But you're going to make 18 bucks here. You're going to lose your hard 10. You're going to put your hard 10 back and bring back $8 to the rack. Okay. If these were quarters, let's make them quarters just so you can see the actual, like you bought it, right? What happens here on that same 4? You get paid 2 to 1. Again, your VIG is already paid. You lose the hard 4. You replace the hard 4. You bring a quarter back to your rack. That's the Bo Parker 410 shotgun. Okay. And again, you can do it from a regression at $10. $10 each. And every time you pull it off, every time you get one or the other, essentially, this is going to profit you $8 in this case here. At the quarter level, it profits you a quarter. You lose this, you put it back, Bob's your uncle, right? That's the 410 shotgun. Now, if the hard way wins, it's amazing because you're going to get paid your $18 up here, and you're going to get paid 7 times 10 or $70 down there. Okay, there's your $70, and guess where you get to? Take that down, now you're at quarter, right? There's your VIG. Here's your $20 back. Here's your $20 from the other one back, and you've got $18 in the rack. That thing builds up on itself very, very nicely. When the hard ways come, boom, you level all the way up. And it's a beautiful thing. And now we're in the same spot, right? If the easy 10 rolls, it's 50 there, it's a loss here, it's a replacement, and it's a quarter to your rack. If the hard 10 rolls, it's 50 here, and it's 7 times 25, right? Which is $175. That's pretty stout, right? That's a $225 bring back. And you can just go 50-50 and bring back $175. Okay. I love that one. The 410 shotgun is a great little thing. Now you don't ladder it up on losses, you just roll it out there. If you can regress into it, then even better, right? If you can do a 66 whatever inside press to regress backwards to that, that's fantastic. If you want to just go out there and, like I always say, just unzip it, lay it on the table, and just go 410 like that, that's totally cool too. That for a $40 investment, the take-home risk reward there is just as good as the inside numbers is. Frankly, those things, if they can hit, and again, there's 6 ways to roll the 4 or 10, 6 ways to lose them. You're basically a 1-to-1, right? So that's the shotgun. That's a cool one. I've done things similar to that. Now, if you remember my 410 Bank Street strategy, it takes that same concept, but I do the levels a little different. And I think the levels that I choose here, they work for me. Here's what I'm going to do. $20. Well, I'll just do the 10. $20 on the 10. Okay. And $15 on the hard 10. Those numbers are specific, right? 20 on the hard 10. It will cost you, of course, $1 to buy it. That's fine. Why is that significant? Well, it's significant because if the easy 10 rolls, I'm going to set up a 10 so you can see the 10. If an easy 10 rolls, okay, 20 pays how much? 40. You lose your hard ways. You put the $15 back on the hard way, and you're bringing back a quarter to your rack, right? So it's a $20, $35 investment to win you a quarter, which is great. If you wanted to do something fun with that, instead of taking the quarter back, you could take the quarter and make it look like 35, and now your 10 is set up for a flip, right? You'd have to get an extra total hit to do it, but now you're at the $35 level to pull a flip off. Or you can take that, leave the 10 where it was, and say, well, you did your job, I'll put that on the 4 and let the 4 get flipped. Whatever one didn't hit first, right? That's an interesting way to do it. I like that level. I like 20 and 15. 20 and 15, I'm bringing back a quarter. If the hard way hits, you're still bringing back 40 up here, right? But 15 now pays $105, and boom, you're bringing back $145 on that hit. It's a great thing. As this thing levels up, the numbers get really fun. Really fun. As a matter of fact, in that situation, when you level it up, I'll show you how you can get there. I'm going to put that back out there, 105 and 40. I'm going to put these back out here. 105 and 40. Check out the next level, please. If I go to take the 100 and make it look like quarters, my favorite Bank Street level is 75 here and 50 here. That's my favorite. What comes back, by the way, after that 105 is, look at this, 55 bucks comes back, which means after a hard way hit, you paid for yourself. You paid for the 40 and 30 and 15. You paid for your 35 bucks plus some profit. That's cool. But this is the best. When it's 50 here and 75 here, you all know what happens here. I hope you do, right? Because that pays 150. If you get a hard 10, right? On the easy 10, fine. You lose 50, you place 50, you rack a black. Rack the black all day long. This is the best level, right? 75 and 50. If a hard way comes, 75 pays 1.5, 50 pays 350, and together that is a purple chip. Okay, 150 and 350, the last time I checked, was 400, 500 bucks. That's a purple chip if you catch a hard way at that level. And the first one presses right into that. That's the 410 Bank Street style, right? So again, 20 and 15 racks you a quarter, 75 and 50 racks you a big nickel. Those are cool ways to play the 4 and 10. You put a little bit of math behind that, and you can make those things happen pretty good. And it just levels up, right? 80 bucks here and 30 bucks here does the exact same thing, right? 80 pays 160, right? You'd lose your 30. In that case, you put your $30 back, and you're bringing back 130. Okay, that's pretty sweet, right? In this particular case, if you had a hard way hit, again, you're bringing back the 160 for the 80 up top, and again, 30 times 70 or 30 times 10, or sorry, 3 times 7 is 210. So $210 coming back. That's a pretty good little paycheck right there too, isn't it? Right? 370 coming back. And guess where you go next? You know, you bring them right back up to the next levels. So you can Bank Street this thing up all day long. Just double up your bets on the way. I love the Bank Street. That's a fun one. You need 4s and 10s to roll. So that's one of the things where I think Frank and I were kind of arguing yesterday in Discord about controlled shooters and randomness. If you're a controlled shooter, or you know a controlled shooter who can roll 4s and 10s, and I have a friend who's in chat right now who throws a lot of 4s and 10s. His name is Ian Olson. Those kinds of strategies with a player that throws a ton of 4s and 10s, there's money there. There's money for you there for sure. All right, what else can we do here on the 4 and 10? We can do the ladder, the 410 parlay ladder, which is a fun one from Waylon. I like this one too. Let's say you're just gonna buy them both for a quarter, okay? And we can roll it out, but let's just say, for example, you get a 10, and the 10 hits for 50 bucks. You press them both up. Either one of them hits right now. It's a black chip, and you're back down. And in 2 hits, it's $150 profit, and you're starting over again. It's a level up, level down. If you wanted to, from that point forward, leave them at 50, keep your black, do it again. The 10 rolls here. It pays 100 bucks. They both go to 100. Either one of them pays 200. Bring back 1. Now you're at 75. And kind of ladder up by 1 quarter each time you do it. And a couple of, 2 or 3 of either of them, and you're doing a full press of both, and a regress by 1 unit. A full press of both and a regress by 1 unit. You get 4 or 5 4s or 10s, which happens quite a bit before a 7. This number here gets big quick, right? The 4 and 10 might just be one of the keys to this game. So I'm going to roll out in a minute here. We'll play some of these things out. And I think the last one, we can talk about the 1, which is basically this. You have to do it at 50 bucks. The minimum for the 1 is 50. 50, 50, and 50. Because you got to buy for at least 40 bucks up here. So you're going to buy it for 50. You're going to lay it for 50 and ladder them both up independently. I've had bad luck with the 1. I've tried it. It has not worked for me. I've bankrupted myself more times with this one. Ken and Waylon have had great luck with it. I have not. But the theory is, let's just roll real quick. There's a 4, so that pays 100 bucks. That's fantastic, but you lose this one here. So what happens is you take your 100, you break it down, that goes to 3, that goes to 3. Actually, that goes to 4. You got to layer the whole thing up. So you burn your whole $100 in profit. You got to go back in for an extra 50 to get the lay bets up, right? And as you level both sides of this thing up and down on the wins, eventually these will outpace, these will start to outpace the losses in here. It's a tough one for me, but it works. It does work. I've just had tough luck with it, but I've seen it work. All right, the last one is the famous flip. The flip is super fun, and you can do it from any level, but the funnest level is the $35. $35 on either of them pays 70 bucks. Here's the magic. It pays 70. You had 35. You make it look like 100. Make those reds look like a green. Now it's 100 bucks. That pays the VIG for that bet. $100 pays $200, and it goes to the rack. It wins again, pays 200 bucks. You make it look like 350. That's hit number 3. At 3, and you have profit here. At 350, it pays 700 bucks, and you're out of here for $1,000. For 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 bucks, or 1,200 bucks. That's a beautiful thing. That's the flip. 4 10s or 4 4s turns into that if you do that aggressive press. You can forego the collect and go right to 350 and flip it in 3 rolls if you want to. Hugely aggressive. You're out there looking to score massive on somebody who's going to throw a bunch of 4s and 10s. It's dangerous, right? But how dangerous is it? It's $35. It isn't like we're talking about your mortgage here. You're talking about 35 bucks. So if you're doing one of these one hit and down kind of things, not the worst thing in the world to go for the 410 flip. It's not terrible. You're talking about 70 bucks in total, right? So if you wanted to do something like one of these, let's say you're going to be at 110 inside, right? I like to do this 140 across kind of thing, 110, 15 and 15. This here, we take our same rolls before. We hit the 5, and that paid 35 bucks. If I dropped an extra $9, okay, from my rack, and we press them up like this, watch what's going to happen. We're going to go to 42 on the 6 and 8. A little inside press. Remember, we hit the second 5. That pays 50 for 1. And guess what? When I bring all my money back down, I'm going to bring all this shit back down again. Here's my 110. Here's my original 4 and 10. What do I have enough to do in here? Right? There's 25. There's 35. And I'm going to pay for my 410 flip from a 140 across. 2 hits, 2 inside hits, an inside press, inside pull. And guess what? I'm back to my rack with about $10 in profit, and I'm trying to flip. You can regress into 4 and 10 stuff. You don't have to go deep into it, but I think regressing to this is great. If you're going to play excess, then just go right into it. All right, let's do it. Let's play some of these things out. And what I'm going to do is I'll play one of them live, but I'll mark the dice. And if we catch one, we'll see how they each would have done in the same rolls. All right, here we go. Nothing in the rack. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go Bo Parker style. So we're going to take a short stack of 6 green chips. And we're going to go 25, 25, 25, and 25. We're going to put greens on all of them. Bye-bye. Hard way, hard way. Don't care about the puck. Kind of care about the puck, I guess. Here we go. Let's see if we can make some money Bo Parker style. 410 shotgun. We'll do a straight up exchange of green chips here and try and get ourselves leveled up. There's a hard 10. Look at that. Right out of the gate, we get a hard 10. Right? 50 here and 175 there. That's freaking awesome, right? We'll go to 50 and 50, and I'll take 175 back to my rack. And look at that. There's my short stack already back in my rack, the 150 I started with. $75 in locked profit off of a lucky shot. And look at me out here playing with 150 bucks also on the felt on a hard 10. Awesome sauce, right? There's a 5. There is 7. All right, so that's cool. We made 75 bucks on that run with Bo Parker's thing. Beautiful. It was a perfect storm. If you did the same exact thing, let's take the same short stack and just get the 1 hard 10 with the 410 Bank Street model, right? That same move levels you up. If we were at the 75 and 50, that was a $500 win right there, that hard 10. Beautiful thing, right? Let's go. Let's keep doing it. Let's do the ladder parlay. I love the ladder parlay. I don't know if we have enough money to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to buy them for 10. Let's go. 7 out. 8. All right, there's our point. Let's go do Wayland's 410 ladder parlay. Now, I don't have enough money to do it the right way, so we're going to need to catch fire here to make it work, but let's see if we can make it work. There's a 5. There's a 6. Hey, look at that. Hard 4. Awesome, right? That pays 50 bucks. Ignore the vig. 50 bucks. Press them both. Equal parlay. There's a 7 out. Well, we didn't make the second number, right? But you're looking for the homer here. Let's do it again. We can take one more crack at it. You can take 3 cracks at it with our short stack of 6. You can take 3 shots at magic. There's the easy 4. 3-1 easy 4. Again, pays 50. Ladder, or parlay, right? We're not going to ladder losses here. I don't have enough money to ladder losses. Now, if I was laddering losses, okay, what I would have done here is this, 50 bucks on that loss. This would have been a $100 win. We would have come down right here, back to base bet, and guess what? There's your money from your rack that you started with, and there's your money back on the felt. So ladder the losses if you can do it. With a tiny little bankroll, you really can't afford to do that, but the right way to play this thing is to ladder those losses up and double hammer the wins. Actually, you know what we should do? Let's for fun run it like that, because I think that's actually the kind of the better way. There's 400, 500 bucks. 400 green. 1, 2, 3, 450 bucks. All right, 450. 410 are out here. We just hit a 4. 50 bucks. We'll start playing it now. First level up. 8 hard. 7 out. Okay, there's a 7 out. So we'll lose our ladder. Our ladder or our parlay try, we lost it. Now we'll go ahead and level it up. 50 and 50. Let's see if 500 bucks can make us anything here. Just for funsies. 5, 3, 8. Ouch. There's a mid-mo. Mid-mo-yo. There's a 1, 2 tree. 3, 2, 5. And boy, you'll see what I want to do here in a minute. There's a 3, 2, 5 again. Come on, 4. Where are you at? Hard 4. Let's go, baby. Hey, easy 4. 3-1 easy 4. So that's going to pay 100 bucks. 50 and 50, right? We're laddered up, but we do the parlay thing. We parlay the win across both numbers. Need that second hit now to come back. We can come back to level. We can catch it before you know what happens. There's a 9. Come on, shooter. Do your thing. Hey, we did it. 1, 3, 4. Check it out. We laddered up once. We hit it. 100 bucks. Pays 200. And we're back all the way to level 1. You come all the way back down. We were up at level 2. You're back to level 1. Start the process over. There's 2 black chips. There's 50. There's our starting bankroll, and there's our profit, and we're still playing. Beautiful. That thing couldn't have worked out any better right there, right? When that happens, baya. Bob's your uncle. Love it. Whoo, that was nice to get a little parlayed win like that, huh? And pull it all back. Hella fun. All right. That was actually a really good. I should just do jazz hands and get the hell out of here, man, on that win, right? That was pretty fun. So anyway, the 4 and 10, I think, are interesting. They're feast or famine, but when you're feasting on them, boy, oh boy, can they win some money. So let's see, what else you want to do? Boy, that's actually 2 steps into a flip too. And then when you pull that move off, you're 2 steps into a flip. We press them up, hit the second one. and you're step 2 in, that is interesting as well. So, all right, there it is, guys. The 410 power numbers, if they can hit, and there's lots of ways to do it. Let me go back over here. Let me do this, come sit, turn the light off. And yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. The ladder, like I just showed you, is hella fun, right? Press them both, right? Ladder up on the loss, press them both up, parlay that win, get the win parlay and come back down. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one to pull off, but boy, when it wins, you saw what happened there. That thing banks money super quick. I love it. I love the 410 shotgun. It's a cheap play, right? $10 and $10, 15 and 15, 20 and 20 on the buy and the hard way. The buy bet replaces the buy bet win, an easy win replaces the hard way, banks itself up. Super simple, right? The Bank Street play where you're offset by a little bit there, that thing can crush a back-to-backer, especially on a hard way. Those are so fun to play. And again, you can back yourself into those things from a regression for sure. So there are some 410 thoughts for y'all. Let's see here. What is going on with the chats? Let me check the chats real quick. I'm going to first look for CFCs. What did anybody write? So CFCs we have, Shackelford will be there. I've already talked to him. He's coming for sure. He's going to do some magic for us. He'll have a signed book for us. He's got, actually, I think he's got his second book coming out. He has the book called, what is it called? Gambling 101 or something like that. It's like the world's shortest gambling book. Like every game has like one page. It's like craps, pass line, max odds. That's like, he's like giving like the most mathematical ways to play. He's got a follow-up book that he's going to have. I think it should be published by the time we get there. Maybe we'll get a signed copy of that. It'd be kind of cool. Yeah, Howard, I have actually on my phone a text message. I can't show you my phone, but it's in the room. I have a text message from Charlie already. I'm trying to see if I can get Charlie to come out there for sure. David's going to do a dealing again for sure. We might even get Alex to work with us on some roulette dealing stuff. So we're going to get a couple of like live lessons there from them. I'm also working with them. Don't tell anybody. Shh. I'm trying to see if I can get them to offer up a scholarship. Like one of the auction items could be a scholarship to the dealing school. So if I can get them to do that, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, but we got to get David in there again. I really want to get I want to hammer David on the hop bets because the keys on the hops and props are where I get confused, right? The place bets, I've pretty much got them. There's really two big things in Crash, right? There's the press moves on the place bets that are hard to get the fingers right on. And there's all the math, the 7 times the amount plus whatever, that stuff in the middle is hard. I'm going to get him to help us with that. So that's going to be a goal for sure. All right. DPC. What'd y'all say for DPC? What do you want to see? I'm seeing anything but the Molly. Yeah, man. I'm putting you guys to sleep with the Molly. Maybe not. Anthony, what do you think? The Molly sucks, right? It's boring. I don't like it. You can tell I don't like it. But is it fun to watch me sit out there and bitch for an hour every day? That's got to be at least something entertaining, watching me gripe about it. I can see a dark side thing coming soon. The EPS at 80 to 12, sure. Again, at $2,000, that may not be enough. We may not have enough money to attack it. If it goes negative, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let's see. What else? Nothing else, you guys? There's nothing else you want to see out there besides... I think the Mind might be the next one. I'm leaning towards the Mind because I can afford it. I think $2,000 with a 110 inside Mind or a $100 outside Mind, we can afford 20 cracks at it. I think we can afford that one. So that might be on the list. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What else? Other questions you all have? Let me go to the questions page here. PC questions. Let's see. Nothing new. Oh, JR says Shackelford, but if he votes to craps and leaves Magic behind, the Magic is fun. It's good to have a diversion. I'm going to definitely hammer him. I don't mean hammer him in a negative way. I mean, I'm going to really dig in with him on some of the math terms. Like I really want to, and I know he's going to back me up on it, and that's not the point here, but I want him to talk about trends in a random game. I want him to talk about what variance, how he views variance. And I know that he doesn't believe in, for example, I say things like pull back in a negative variant, attack a positive variant. So the idea of like regression up and pull, 3-unit bet, you hit it down to 1 unit. And then from that point on, you slightly press your bets as you go. That attacks a positive variant because the more you win, the more you're betting, but you're also bringing money back in. In a negative variant, you're always at your lowest possible bet. You're always at table minimum until you win, and then you start going up a little bit. How does tempering your bets in a variant change the outcomes? And I want to get him, who's a mathematician, to talk with us about that. That's the thing I really want to get into because I've been trying to formulate the right ways to explain that and give good demos for that. But I think Shackelford's gonna be a great guy to talk to us about that piece alone. Backing off when it's bad and building up when it's good versus laddering up when it's bad and coming down when it's good, which is the Dalen Bear, the Whalen way, right? Which is attacking it the same set of roles from two opposite viewpoints, right? Only putting money out there when it's good versus only putting money out there when it's bad. Very interesting stuff. And I think I want to get a math person's take on that. I did see the inside mind with the hops. That's super interesting. I'm not a hop player. I've been burned on the hop. The hoppa is fun once in a while, but I've been burned so many times trying to hop stuff. But I love that video. Ken says it all the time, and Waylon and I are good friends too. I love Waylon's brain. Like Waylon just has this fun way of approaching the game, which is just different. I'm not a huge believer. Not that believer is the wrong word. I'm not a huge advocate of laddering losses, only because I don't have the bankroll to do it. I'm not running out there with 5K and willing to ladder 8 levels up in loss chasing and coming back down. I can't personally withstand that unless I'm on a bubble doing it at dollar levels. So I don't do a lot of Whalen strategies because I just can't afford them. The 410 parlay ladder, different story. That one I can afford. $500, you get a few cracks at that thing. That's actually a one that I can play. I can see us playing for a paycheck, actually. That might actually work great for a paycheck. The other stuff that Whalen does, I just don't have the money for it. That's why I say I'm not a believer in the ladder. It works. I believe that it works. I just can't, I can't advocate for it because I can't afford it. The hopper one that you're doing now is interesting and fun because there's the money out there isn't self-destructive money to me. I can actually give that a shot. I think that's pretty fun. That might be a Friday Follies thing for me to kind of roll out here and try. So speaking of Friday Follies, by the way, I might have a guest tomorrow. I have to talk to him later on. We may have a special guest on Friday Follies to try something silly and fun. And in fact, the challenge that's been proposed for Friday Follies might be one for us to do here on our show every day together. So let's cross our fingers that I can figure out how to make it work. And we will have maybe this guest down here with us tomorrow and we'll talk through it. So that'll be some fun stuff. And with that said, guys, it is 9 o'clock and it's time. Time for me to go make a new cup. I'm out of coffee now, and actually now I'll be out of coffee. And let's go do the Molly. Go up in the garage. Let's roll good. Let's play the Molly. Let's win the money. And let's leave the Molly behind with 2 days of wins. Okay, wish me luck. Godspeed. Here I go. We're going to go and take, Jacob says it, I need some magic. I need some swish and flick Harry Potter magic. Shackelford card trick magic. Let's make the Molly work this morning. I'll see you up there in about 10 minutes. Thanks all for watching. Catch you in a minute.